There are four, count them, four Stephen King adaptations coming out in the year 2025, and I just saw the second one. And, well, we need to talk about it. Let's talk about The Life of Chuck. Adapted and directed by Mike Flanagan, The Life of Chuck is a life affirming, genre bending story based on Stephen King's novella about three chapters in the life of an ordinary man named Charles Krantz. The movie stars Tom Hiddleston, Jacob Tremblay, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Karen Gillan. Now, this movie premiered last year at the Toronto International Film Festival and won the People's Choice Award. So, of course, me being a Stephen King fan, me being a Mike Flanagan fan, I mean, he's done all these different adaptations of Stephen King's work, including probably my favorite, Doctor Sleep. I love that movie and I love the book. So it was really, really interesting to see what Mike Flanagan did there. And then, of course, he's been doing some great work, House on Haunted Hill on Netflix. And I'm like, the guy's really talented. And I want to see, I want to see this movie. This was not the story that I expected, and maybe the story I needed. There are a lot of actors that I didn't mention, and for good reason, because if you're going into this movie blind, which you should just go see this movie. But if I just don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin any of the surprises, any of the twists and turns, any of the guest stars that show up that I was kind of like, oh, I didn't know this person was in it. Very, very cool. I really, this was just a delight. This was like, after seeing, I mean, let's be honest. I've been watching a lot of sort of like bigger budget, these big ideas and big special effects. And of course, that's going to continue next week. But also, yeah, it's just nice to sit down and someone tell me a story. I wasn't sure how they were going to do some of the things that are in the short story, which I have read. It's in the book If It Bleeds. If you're interested, it's a short story collection by Stephen King that came out a couple years ago. I just didn't know how these things were going to work because there's a lot of big ideas here. There are a lot of things where you're like, okay, what's going on? Like I don't quite understand. It is done so well. In fact, I gotta say, when I finished the short story, and it is short, it's very short. But when I finished it, I was kind of like, huh, okay, this is going to be interesting to see. This affected me on so many different levels, and found myself tearing up and like flat out crying in multiple scenes that aren't sad, just joyful, and this is a great movie, like a really great movie that I'm afraid no one will go see. I mean, we've talked about it. I've talked about it many times on the live stream. I've talked about it many times in other movie reviews. Some movies just they do not get the attention they deserve because there's not a whole lot of explosions or machine guns or whatever. There's just not a whole lot going on the surface. But this is a very deep. It's a thought provoking movie, and I really enjoyed it. Like it's beautifully done, masterfully done. I might even say there are certain musicians, certain directors, certain authors that seem to know how to play my strings. And no, that's not a euphemism for anything. It's more like it, it's like I'm on their wavelength, and or maybe they're just on mine and it just happens to work for me. But Mike Flanagan's direction with Stephen King's story, beautifully written, beautifully acted story, I found myself just being completely entranced with this, and I just I don't know how. Look, I don't know how to sell it to you. It's gonna be on your wavelength or it's not. If you're in for something different at the movies, like that's going to something that's going to challenge you a little bit, something that's going to make you go, I don't really understand what's going on. I love those kinds of experiences when you're being told a story, and it's a good story, and it's a story that I mean, well, I think more people need to hear. So honestly, I'm not really sure how to even end this or how to even rate it. It's a movie that I know this is going to be a movie that I will continue to watch throughout the years. It's going to be one of those. Um, like some of the best Stephen King adaptations out there, like Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption. I think this one is going to take its place with one of the best. With being in that realm of the best. And I mean, he once again proves, Mike Flanagan and Stephen King both prove that they're up for the task and they did a great job. But I want to hear from you. Is The Life of Chuck something that you're interested in? Does it sound interesting? Did you go see it? And what did you think of it? Let's talk about it in the comment section below, because that's what it's for. And it's fun. It's fun to talk with you guys about some of these things. And also, I do want to give special thanks to my level 2 members. That is Filbert and Ninjinzu and Rufus the Red and Style Fox. Thank you. You guys know. You guys know that I appreciate you. And then, of course, thank you to all of my level 1 members as well. It's very, very appreciated. The support has been great. But look, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.